Oh, I'm not on the screen. There I am. Hi, welcome back to Pieces That Pat Paints. I'm Pat. We paint pieces. We paint them every weekday from about 1 o'clock Central Time to 2 o'clock Central Time. I don't know where you live in particular, but and those are U.S. Central Standard Times. I don't think there's another Central, but in case there is, I thought I'd say that. Yeah. So we are to the point. Ooh. What is it, Buttons? What is it? He's being overly dramatic today. Has been kind of all day. You know. He's in that case. What are you going to do? Anyway, so like I was saying, we have this lovely cloak we've got to finish up today. Let's get this thing adjusted. Turned out really nice. It looks great. We're going to come through. We're going to do a little bit of some dry brushing. Dare I say it? Dry brushing? Of our crimson back on here. Now with this, we want to really focus. Nope, let's start that music. I get going on too far. So like I was saying, we really want to focus on just getting the very, very, very edges. We're not even really trying to like bring this color all the way back, honestly. We're just trying to maybe bring off the tops, the tippy tops. We gotta be real careful not to get on our. We're gonna get some on that gold or bronze, but we don't want to get too much because we don't want. The less we have to come back and mess with, the better. So that is something we want to avoid, if at all possible. But some of it's going to be unavoidable, and that's okay. We'll definitely just come back through and hit it up. And what this is really doing is it's going to help us. Yeah, especially with the spot right there where we've got a ridge, it's going to help us get that light to start shining on the right places. Yeah, we're just probably just going to have to come back through here and redo some of that. Some of that bronze work. That's okay. Through and touch that up. That's going to be the best way to go about it. We'll just have to come back through, touch ups. That's okay. We definitely are getting the look we want, and all this has really helped bring a lot of that out. It's going to be easier to see it. Should be easier to deal with it, which is great. I'm gonna get this camera in the right place. There we go. Cats, you know, they come through here and they mess with my stuff. I love them, but they are kind of a nuisance occasionally. Just barely wisping that through. Really really focus on trying to grab these edges that are at the tops of things. What is it, Butt? Are you coming to see you on the show? No? Just going under the thing? No, you want to be on the show today? There we go. There's the Butts. You say hi to peoples? You say hi to the peoples? Oh, you want to walk around up there? Hey, that may not be the best idea, my friend. What are you doing? I apologize, folks. The cat is... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this out of your way, sir. Don't step in the paint. Good job. This is how my light gets moved around. When I'm not in here, they're in here. Hey, come on, man. I gotta work. Bye, buddy. So there's the fabulous Butts. Alright, so... get this brush cleaned out for us real quick. Cats like to play with minis too. That's totally correct, Bill. Good to see you, my friend. I hope all's going well for you, sir. This piece is absolutely fabulous. She's outstanding. I really can't wait. I can't wait to have this one done. It's just so cool. And we're working on this cloak right now. Getting ready to come back through and do a few details. And then we're going to try and get it mounted. I really like to have that done today. But we'll see. It really depends on how fast I can go. It should be a little easier this time. We got all the guesswork taken out of it. Last time there was a lot more trying to figure out what we were looking at. This will just be coming through and knocking out a little bit of everything real quick. Now, I suppose you could try and wait and do all this after you've done all the dry brushing, the red over all that, but it still won't have the same effect. You're not going to get the same kind of saturations. You're not going to get the same kind of... It won't look exactly like this. It'll look cleaner in a way. It won't have that... The metal won't have the grittiness that everything else has. And it can look a little bit off and out of place that way, if I'm honest. Throwing brushes around. Try to breathe. Do that myself. I forget to breathe. And that's usually when I make my biggest errors. I get a little too... It's like I'm holding my breath and I get too... Ooh! And that's when my mistakes come in. So you want to just try to kind of breathe through it. Try not to worry too much. It's only a little piece of plastic. It's going to be okay. Well, I guess it's not always a piece of plastic. Sometimes it's a little hunk of metal. But then, you know, it's going to be even more okay. There's more chemicals we can use to strip it if we mess up. Metal's a lot easier to strip. Oh, thank you, Bill. Bill says the detail is unbelievable and that we're doing a great job. Yeah, it looks really fantastic. The print is really good too. So they've made it the sculptor that designed the print made it easy for miniature painters to come in here and make these details stand out without too much fuss. So it looks great, and you cannot beat something that's put together this well. You know, not all of it, and some of it's a little bit harder to mess with, and it gets confusing. But all in all, for a 3D print for a video game character, pretty good. I'm really excited to see this one finished. She's going to be a pretty outstanding piece to my portfolio. I know my patron's chomping at the bit to get it. He's really excited. I feel all official and stuff. I got clients and patrons and stuff. It's fantastic. Now if I could just get some YouTube followers and get YouTube paying for some of these supplies. Okay. And this side's fairly red here. Get a lot of that red out. And that's just that overbrush from our dry brushing. Not a big deal. We're just going to come back and touch that up real quick. Make sure you keep those brushes wet. Got to rinse it out and clean it off every now and again, or it'll just start. You can tell if all of a sudden it's like, I just put paint on my brush, why is it not painting? That's a pretty good indicator that it's time to go ahead and clean it, give it a little swish. Some people get to where they only clean their brushes when they change colors, and you're going to end up with destroying brushes that way. So if you're buying finer end brushes, you definitely have to rinse them off more regularly. And that's just a drawback to them. Like, if you don't want to do all that maintenance, then you're definitely not looking for a Kolinsky sable brush. You're looking for more of a synthetic. You can be a lot more abusive to them. They'll take more of the punishment, and when you mess them up, you're not nearly as angry because you didn't spend as much money. And they'll definitely do the job. There's nothing wrong with synthetic brushes. I have gotten super picky as I've gotten older about it. That's why I like the Kolinskys. I also do things that aren't necessarily miniatures on occasions. I will do other paintings and pastels and stuff like that. So, like, I want a brush that can handle those kind of things too. Working canvas and things instead of just this. And in that case, you really kind of do want you want a sable instead of a synthetic. But again, they're both fine. There's nothing wrong with them. People have been using synthetic brushes for a long time. A lot of really good painters use synthetics. Some of those folks that are also here on YouTube painting. Not just me. There's a lot. I didn't know there were so many people that painted on YouTube until I started doing it. I definitely feel like we're a bit of a different show. Most of those are like straight up tutorials. Occasionally you'll see the painting vlogs, but I really keep thinking about maybe doing some tutorial videos. Okay. And you'll know when this is right, because it's right to you. You know, if you want it to have a little bit more of that reddishness to it, or you want it to have even more gold. Bronze. This is bronze, not gold. Anyway, if you wanted to have more of it, you could easily just, you know, put more on. Keep working it. Oh yeah. Alright, this last little bit over here, and then we're gonna put this thing on. We're gonna finish this fur and stuff once we get it on there. Shouldn't be too difficult. This is where it gets a little funky. It's kind of hard to tell what it's trying to do back here. Just kind of try to use what we're seeing and a little bit of what we did on the other side, but you just kind of have to make some choices and just live with it. Not everything in the world is perfect. And definitely not in the art world. You ask any artist, he'll be able to show you all his flaws. You can get any painting you think is perfect. Get the artist who did it, and he'll be like, oh, no, look, right here, and right here. And most of the time, nobody but us see them. We're just obsessive about it as artists. Part of being artistic, I suppose. Okay, great. Now that's really standing out for us. Popped right back up the way we wanted to. Got a little bit more red, and it's got that dirty look we wanted. To where it looks like she's been on the battlefield, which is, you know, what we're trying to do. Okay. So I'm gonna put this down for just a second. Put this down here, if it'll balance. There you go. Thank you. And we're going to try, nice stress try, to get this thing mounted today. Now, one of the things I've noticed putting this thing together is that it doesn't set quite right. Like it rocks real loose in here. Now, what we need to do is to set like this. We need it to set right there up on our shoulder like that. Now, it doesn't want to stay there. As you can see, it's going to move. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down, but we're going to glue it down with a little bit of support in the back. So we're going to take a little bit of millput, and we're going to add it to this back piece right here, but not into the shoulders because we don't want it to pop up. We just want it to kind of work. Now, I went and scored this. I just use a... Oh, where'd my knife go? I just use a plain old hobby knife. It's right here. There we go. So scoring things is pretty easy, guys. You just do this kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be precise or anything like that. We're just trying to make it to where it's going to stick real good. I'm going to give just a little bit of spray water to my mill put to kind of get it, you know, it'll make it a little bit stickier. And that's kind of what we want that right now. So right here in the back, we're not trying to put that on the shoulders, and hopefully that's enough to do what we want it to do. Pretty close. Okay. There we go. Now we're talking. Alright, so now, when you set it down on there, it's still going to move a little bit, but we have it set to where it's going to stick on her back better. You can see where it's trying to stick. So, that's what we want. 24 minutes. Good deal. This tube's about had it. I go through tons and tons of super glue. Alright. Just trying to move that across there. I'm going to try to get all those points of contact with some glue on it. Not worried about where we know that that place where it's going to set up on this with the mill put is going to be. That we don't have to worry about that. All the rest of this contact surface we're going to try to do up. Okay. Okay, we're on. Now I just gotta hold and let that sucker dry. So, usually I tell some jokes, but I don't really have any good jokes. All my jokes are really bad. Because I'm a dad. I'm a 4-time dad, so like all my jokes are like, what did the fish say when it ran into a wall? Damn. Y'all know I'm funnier than that. I don't have like stand-up jokes though. And see, here's one of the things I'm worried about. So with her cloak on, she doesn't want to stand up. So we're gonna have to add weights to the bottom. I haven't figured out exactly how much weight we're gonna have to add. We need to get this cloak on to figure that out. We might even need to get the head on there too. But I feel once we can get the oh, she's gonna be so cool. Once we get this cloak set up pretty well, then we can start getting a pretty good idea of what it's gonna take, because it's definitely gonna take some weight. It just depends on how much. And this little thing is not gonna be enough to get it to stay down. That's once we get it really drying out. So we want just a little bit of weight. It's enough to kind of keep it stabilized for a little while, but eventually it'll start tilting back the other direction. So we'll do some weight in the bottom. Might just throw some mill put in there. Really easy with these holes. We just start filling in these holes with some mill put. You see right there. There you go. So like I said, we could start filling in those holes, and that would probably do it for us. And this piece is also going to get a little bit, but I really want to. I think that extra weight's going to be important, if I'm honest. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I did the arm. It's ready to go. It's got its wash on it. So that's ready to plug in. I want to kind of wait till I get a couple of things done before we do that. We do need to work on the fur. So we're going to need Naples yellow and some titanium white and a bit of umber, raw umber. These are all on our color list too. We've been using these off and on throughout the project, so no new color adds here, just bringing some colors that we're already using back. Of course, titanium white and raw umber are used on all my projects. They're two of my most used colors. Hello, buddy. How are you? How are you doing?
Good.
Awesome. We're say hello to Bill and Kristen.
Hello.
See if Bill's watching us. His name's Bill Allen. He's another YouTuber. He does Dungeons and Dragons content. They have lots of. He does games where they broadcast the games live and you can watch them. It's really cool.
Very interesting.
It is. There's a big community of us game people, and we all kind of try to look out for each other and watch each other's stuff and all that sort of thing. Yeah? Okay. We got about half an hour. Is everybody ready to go?
Yes, I think.
Yes, I think.
Anyone get ready to color?
Okay, so we're going to grab our 3/0. We'll go with the Naples yellow first. I'm bringing that thing way up now.
Alright, they're all getting ready now.
Awesome. Now, we want to be super careful here. We do not want to get the cloak that's already going dirty with our Naples. But we do want to get rid of all that red and black and stuff that's on here. It's okay to have some of it as kind of a, you know, like way dark on underneath. And it's good to have that darkness at the bottom. It's going to help with, you know, kind of a semi-zenithal deal. Zenithal is a highlighting technique where you know, highlight the base colors underneath, and then you come back with your other colors and put them on. It's pretty effective. Especially if you're going to be doing things like speed paints or stuff like that. Zenithal highlights really work out really well. Oh, she looks so fabulous. This is going to be so great. I'm so excited to have this one finished, just so we can get some pictures of it. She's so pretty. The sculpt is just outstanding. Get that silly thing off there before I break it. Okay. Now again, we want to go with this Naples yellow instead of a straight white, because we're going to kind of build up a bunch of different colors here. We're going to build this up slowly but surely. But we don't want it to be straight white. We want it to be more yellow towards the inside. Yellows and browns. And then we're going to come back and finish it with white. This will give it that more older looking fur, like she's had it on this cloak for a while. And it'll look more like real fur. Like real fur is, it's not just stark white unless you're buying mink. And I don't even think they have minks in this game. And even then, I think they bleach a lot of mink. If you can even buy mink anymore. I don't think you can buy that anymore. I think it's illegal to do it. It should be. There's really no need for us to be wearing animal skins unless, you know, we're trapped out in the forest in the freezing cold or something. Or you're a hunter or trapper, I guess we'll let you get away with that because of your cultural needs, but, you know, for the rest of us, wearing fur just to look cool, I don't know, that seems messed up to me. Maybe I watched too much Captain Planet when I was a kid. I don't even think they came out when I was a kid. I think they came out when I was like a teenager. I know we were too old to really get into it. Okay, now let that set up for just a little bit. Caught her that time. Alright, I'm going to bring back a little bit of our burnt umber. We're going to do a little bit of shading with that cloak where it's touching our flesh. We need to just a little bit of shading in some of those areas. Might even bring, maybe getting close to time to start working on the other arm and finishing this leg up too. 35 minutes in, pretty good. We're flying today. Okay, so I just need just a tiny bit of color. We don't need a lot. We're really just gonna, where the shadows of where the light is, the light is really almost telling me where to put this line. Because I can set it up there and I can see where the shadow is. A slight bit of shade in there. Works out great. Alright, I think I'm going to drop a little bit of black into that cloak. Just a touch. I almost don't even want to cover the red. I just want to get it darkened down. Keeping it pretty wet here. Almost like a thicker wash. Close to watercolor paint. There you go. I thought I'd grab that. There it is. Terracotta. This is what we use for our flesh base, so we're going to get a little of that out and get started on trying to that's brush probably too big. Bring this back to this super fine tip. We're just trying to get in there and recolor okay. And then from there, I think we had a little bit of crimson and a little bit of that Alizarin hue. And kind of alternated them in and out. Or was it the magenta? Maybe it was the magenta. Looks like magenta. We just need like a touch of that, not very much of that at all. We will be needing it for her face, though. We'll need magenta for lips and things like that. Always looks good. Okay. A little bit of crimson, and with it, this is a little bit of that burnt umber, just to kind of tone it down a little bit. Make it look raw and open. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, very, woo. Get on there. It barely holds it. It's really terrifying. Alright. Very, 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 very carefully. Put our armor wash back in. Around the very bottom of this. A little mark here, I'm not sure what it is. So we're going to kind of play with it. We still have a little bit of room to kind of do a little bit of messing around. So we can add that in. Kind of make it part of what we're doing. Alright, now just a little bronze right on the very edge. Good as new. Now you never know we snapped it and had to replace it. Well, I had to replace the pin. We didn't have to replace the leg. Thank gosh for that. Having her sculpt a whole new leg would have made me crazy. Okay. All that's done. All that's done. Just a tiny little... Just a tiny little dry brush to this. Tiniest little dry brush. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay. 44. You're pretty good. Let's see. What else can we do? Let's see. I suppose we can attach that arm, and then we can work on this other arm. Maybe we can get both arms on today. Alright, she's got a lot of these cracks in this one. So we're gonna just kind of do our best to get these big ones and maybe grab a few of these smaller ones as we go. Not terribly worried about it. In the game, it seems like this arm isn't... It's like drier, but it's not as affected. It's very strange. The game itself is it's a bit of an odd game. Highly creative work. These guys that work at that studio are pretty impressive. And it's, while it's not necessarily my gig, I definitely see the appeal. Some of this we can kind of let we're going to come back through here and put more flesh on it. So we can kind of let a little bit of this kind of get into some of these cracks real good. Always looks a little funky at first. So it's like, oh my god, did I mess this up? And then, you start putting that stuff on it. It really starts to stand out. But it will freak you out. Goodness. Definitely want to show off all these cracks. Even if we're not going to make them all, you know, red. Okay. Now we gotta let that dry. Meanwhile, we can glue in this other sword. I guess we can decorate this thing. This has got to get. I remember that it's attached to that. Oh, this one do it. This one might do it. Okay, so like making blood is really an interesting deal. It's not exactly red. It's like a reddish brown. I think we've kind of done this. We did this already once. And this one we can really spatter like it was. Like it had gotten bloodied. Which is, yeah, it's kind of fun, you know. You can put a couple splotches on it. That's okay too. Alright, that ought to be enough. You don't want to go too far because then it starts to look weird. Okay. But you get the... Now it definitely looks like a blood splattered cloak or whatever. Which is awesome. And we can glue this down today too. I'm gluing a lot of shit on today. Also wait till we get all these hands in before I make any super big decisions about putting in too much counterweighting. There's arrows that go in this thing too. We'll have to do that here shortly. Not necessarily today, maybe tomorrow. Okay. That is helpful. It does kind of keep it on there a little bit better. Alright. One good gob on here. I'm always afraid to squeeze these things too hard because you'll be squeezing on them and nothing comes out. And then all of a sudden, all of it comes out. It's like, how much glue is in here? None? Or like, it's like Schrodinger's glue. See, there it goes. Now it's oozing out. That's what I get for buying glue at Walmart. That's what I get. Get in there. There we go. All right. Hey, let the dog in. Mel lady's here. She hates the male people. They have boxes. My dog's like, she doesn't like boxes. She hates them with passion. All boxes. It's very strange. Like, if you show up here with a box, she's probably not going to like you. I don't know what else to say about it. I do know that we're going to go ahead and redo the top of this blade. That looks like the blue dog and the male person are becoming friends right now. I think she has some dog biscuits. I can't really see what I'm doing, huh? There we go. Yeah, I think I still am going to put, no matter what, I'm going to put some weight in the bottom of this. I don't want this thing to get knocked over on accident. And that is what's going to happen. I can feel it. It's too weak. Okay, there you go. Now it looks shiny again. We want the definition, but we don't want to lose any of the real big shimmer there. Gosh, it looks so amazing. All right. This thing is zippity-doo it all together right now. Come together quick. Still need to throw a little dust down. Probably should have done that before I put that cloak on there. Oh my gosh, I'm making a giant mess. Well, you know, we've gone like 100 episodes without knocking over the paint water. Like 115 episodes. That's pretty good, honestly. Oh, that sucks. It's all back in here. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Okay. I knew I should have gotten these guys out of here. I knocked over my water. My paint water. It got everywhere. So now we're having to kind of clean it up.
Hello, guys.
This is going to be a great time for us to go ahead and wrap up this episode. This is my lovely daughter here and my son. I'm going to ready to take them to the water park after I clean up this giant water mess that I made. But you guys probably don't really want to watch me clean stuff up. Not that you can see anything but me reaching across the table. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to come back. We're going to finish up this arm. We're going to get it attached. Then we'll get to move on to working with her head, which is going to be really cool. Really excited about that. So come back and see us tomorrow. I'll definitely be here. And hopefully you're here. And maybe Kristen will be here. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Say goodnight.
Good night. Good night.
Say goodnight, Ted. It's an old joke from a TV show. Anyway, you guys have a great day.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.